Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Peggle. So, once again, we are trying to clear all of the pegs. Easier said than done. Especially in this level. This level is giving me heck. So, how are all of you guys doing today? Hope you guys are having a great day today. Hope everybody is happy and I hope everybody is healthy. Just hope everybody's having good spirits. Alright, now, I actually don't remember much from 5th grade. Not a whole lot happened. It was a pretty normal year for the most part. I remember towards the end of the year, we were having like a special field day. And we were having a water balloon fight. And I got in trouble because I dumped a bottle of water on my head. When we were already sopping wet, they like, okay, you gotta sit on the curb for 5 minutes. You dumped a bottle of water on your head. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, huh? What? It was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. We were already drenched, but a water bottle I didn't pour it on somebody else, I poured it on myself. I hydro seppuku'd myself. And that was too far. Well, it's all in the past now. The ink has dried. Now in 5th grade, they would prepare you for middle school. Because I'm not sure how it works, like, universally, but usually 1st through 5th elementary school, you just have one class, and it's the same teacher for the whole day. It's like, alright, in the morning we're going to do math, and then we're going to follow it up with English, we're going to do lunch, and then when we get back, we're going to do science. That's usually how it worked. And then once you get to middle and high school, you have lockers, and you have multiple classes, multiple teachers. So they were kind of trying to ease us into it. I only had 2 classes. I had a separate math teacher, and then everything else was a different teacher. Because they wanted us to practice passing periods and moving different classes. However, there is one moment from 5th grade that I remember fondly. Now, unfortunately, I don't remember why I was mad. The only thing I remember was I was in a really shitty mood. Again, don't know why, I just was. Now, usually I'm pretty easygoing, but on this day, something was just really grinding my gears. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna walk out of class. So I got up, and I just stormed out of there, started walking through the hallway. And then I realized, I'm on the lam, and I've got no plan. I didn't think this through. So I'm thinking like, alright, where am I gonna go? So I decided to go to this one area. So, my school was 2 stories. We were on the 2nd floor. And on the 2nd floor, there's this one area. There's sort of like an indent in the wall. And there's 2 tables in that indent on the side of the hallway. And there's one of those big industrial trash cans. And I decide, I'm gonna hide behind that trash can. And so I did. And apparently, they stopped everything, and they started doing a manhunt for me. The announcements came on like, blah blah blah, go find Matt. And there's footsteps up and down the hallways. Mostly teachers, but also some students are looking for me. I was basically playing Baldi's Basics in real life, but unfortunately it's not the 90s, and it's not Texas. So no rulers were involved, sadly. So I'm just sitting there like, I have escaped from the police. This is my new home with the pigeon. Hello, pigeon! Thinking I'm clever, but in reality I'm just being an idiot. And then I decide to get a little too curious. I poke my head out from behind the trash can just to see what's going on. And there's this one lady just walking down the hall and she sees me and I'm like, oh shoot. So I duck back behind the garbage, but it was too late. She sees me, I get sent to the principal, and got in trouble for that, obviously, because you can't really do that. You can't really just escape. Ultra Extreme Diva. And I remember about a day after, the school called my dad and told him what I did. And my dad was just dumbfounded. Like, he couldn't believe it. Somehow, I didn't get in trouble. I didn't get yelled at. He's just stunned. He's like, Matt, just why? And honestly, back then and even now, I don't really know why. But there is kind of a thing here. I saw an opportunity, and I just went for it. Now, was it a good opportunity? No. And it did not lead to anything good. But it was an opportunity nonetheless. I basically got a free day off. So, not in that situation, but in some situations, when you see an opportunity, you gotta go for it, because you may not get another opportunity again. So you gotta pounce on it. So, I'm gonna be honest. Peggle has been kind of kicking my ass lately. This is one of the few PopCap games outside of Zuma that actually gets really difficult. Now, this is a separate file. I played it once by myself, and then I'm playing it a second time. Got some phlegm there. So, this is my second time playing through the game, playing through all the challenges. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how I did this crap the first time. Because these levels, it ain't no walk in the park, it ain't no cakewalk. No milk run. It's not easy peasy, and it's definitely not lemon squeezy. It's about as hard as uncooked carrots, and no ranch. Again, I'd rather do this than the stupid point one, especially that space one. That space one, I still remember that. Really just gotta get lucky with this bucket. It's all about timing. Timing is everything, people. And then as for the teachers I had in 5th grade, I really got no strong feelings one way or the other. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible. There was kind of somewhere in the middle. See, other than me pulling a Shawshank Redemption and me getting in trouble for the water incident, nothing really rings a bell about 5th grade. Also, 5th grade was when they told us about the brown chicken, brown cow. You know, they took all the boys, put them in a separate room, they took all the girls, put them in a separate room, and they gave us the talk. I'm not sure when they do it now, but 5th grade for me was when we got exposed to that. And they had like a speaker come in and like talk to us. And no, I'm not going to go into detail. You can figure it out for yourself. This goofy cat. I swear my neighbor has this one cat, and I think people keep feeding it, because it keeps coming up to me and it goes, meow, meow. It's like the hungry meow. It's like, I don't got any food, go away. So, moving on to 6th grade, I got a funny story for you. So, I was walking down the hall, and I had my backpack on, and the water bottle I had at the time was in pretty bad condition. I was saving up for a new water bottle. And the problem I had with my current water bottle at the time was that it leaked. There was an itsy bitsy hole at the very bottom of the water bottle. So very slowly it would just drip. And one day, it was passing period, and I was just walking down the hall, going to my next class. And apparently the leak had gotten a little worse. And I left a water trail through the hallway. And this girl was walking behind me, and I hear like the basketball squeak shoe sound, and then I hear thud, and I turn around. She slipped on the water and just wiped out, just busted her butt. And then it created a domino effect. This other kid wasn't paying attention to where he was walking, trips over the girl, just hits the floor. Oh god, I hit the mouse. And one kid after the other, it was like an 18-car pile-up. One kid fell, another kid fell, another kid fell, another one bites the dust, another one gets on the bus. It was literally like playing with dominoes, and just... And I'm just looking at this carnage that it caused, and I'm like, yeah, I was never here. And then I just kept walking. And then at the end of that day, that same girl, we'll call her Grace. I don't know if she was mad or impressed, but she walks up to me and she's like, yo, that was crazy what you just did earlier. And that's a fair assessment. It was cray-cray. So with one water bottle and maximum effort, I took out about 12 middle schoolers. I'm just wondering what the teachers were thinking, because I left, like, pretty quickly after the last kid fell. Like, they just walk and they see a whole hallway of corpses just laying on the floor. And a puddle of water. Like, what the hell happened here? You... down to one singular peg. I'm not supposed to get pegged, I'm supposed to clear all the pegs. I'm not even sure how many you start with. It's gotta be at least 100. So the main strategy I have for here, you can either plunko or you can try to aim for groups of pegs. The problem for aiming with groups is as you keep doing it, they thin out. So late game, when you shoot for groups of pegs, it's only going to hit a few, and then the ball just goes in the pit. You gotta make every shot count. You want to try to hit multiple pegs with each marble. But unfortunately, you can't always do that. We can't always have nice things. Because there's people with leaky water bottles that take out whole halls of people. And then, also in 6th grade, now, it was at the very beginning of the day, we were on the bus, and we were driving to school. Well, the bus driver was driving, you know what I mean. We were on the bus, going to school, and I had to fart. I had to pass gas. I had to toot, puff, whiffle, what have you. So I proceed to fart, but this was no fart. And it was not solid, and I could not stop it. a full-blown diarrhea in my pants. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, I got this. Now, when you get to school, they don't let you in right away. You have to wait in the foyer. And then about 15 minutes before class starts, they open the doors. And you go to your locker and go to class. Now, thankfully, in this foyer, there was a bathroom. So I get to school, get inside, head straight for the bathroom. Thankfully, there was nobody in there. Get in there. Underwear, it took one for the team. It wasn't coming back. Believe me when I tell you that there was no amount of OxyClean that was going to save that. Those pair of underwear, God rest their soul, they will always be remembered. That's a hero. So, straight into the trash that goes. Because that's not salvageable. Thankfully, the underwear took the main brunt of it. There was only a little bit in my pants. And of course, just like every public place ever, they got that crappy one-ply toilet paper. There's not even sheets, it's just like a snake. It's like a paper snake. So I grab a whole bunch of this stuff, I fold it over and over and over. I get it wet, and then I just kind of do the best I can with it. And surprisingly it worked. I cleaned it all up, I cleaned myself up, and I just freeballed the rest of that day. By the way, freeballing is going commando, if you didn't know. And then at the end of the day, I had to go again, so I go in that same bathroom, and I'm in the stall just doing my business, and I hear the door open, somebody else walks in the bathroom, and they're just doing their thing. And I think they were throwing something away, like a candy wrapper or something. Because I hear the trash can open, you push it down with your foot, and it goes, "Ear!" And there's silence for a moment. And this kid shouts, "Who left their underwear in the garbage can, man?" And then some third kid walks in like, "Bro, look at this. Someone left their underwear in the garbage can." And that godforsaken, unholy pair of underwear must have been like Cupid's arrow to these people. Because they were just gathered around like, what the heck? Who would do this? I just get out, wash my hands, and leave that place. Now this does not just apply to this grade, this applies to pretty much my entire school academic, including college. So 9 times out of 10, I was very consistent with my lunch. I would always get a chicken patty, fries, and sometimes a soda. And people would ask, why do you get the same thing over and over again? And I got 2 reasons. Reason number 1, I like to be consistent. Reason number 2, so obviously at this age I don't have a job. I can't be an American worker. So I need money for food. So my dad would give me about 20 bucks a week for lunch money. And the problem was they would never post the price of anything. And it was always changing. Like some days it'd be cheap, some days it'd be expensive, like it was never the same. So one day I decided to be adventurous. They had this chicken parm. And they had those good, like, curvy macaroni noodles, the good kind. And I said, heck yeah, give me that. And I get up there, I order that, a side, and I think I also got a soda. And this lady punches in her register. Alright, it's gonna be $12. It was a Tuesday, and she's asking for over half my budget. And asking her to repeat herself, she goes, "Oh, it's gonna be $12, sweetheart." And I gave it to her. Now, I know cafeteria food has a reputation for being gross, but all the schools I went to, they were actually pretty decent. Nothing was gross, nothing was nasty. like I said, those chicken patties were actually really good. And I would occasionally get the spicy kind to make like a spicy McChicken, put mayo and lettuce on it. But this chicken parm was one of the nastiest, underwhelming, disappointing, poorly prepared pieces of food I've ever put in my mouth. And I kept eating because I'm like, no, I paid $12 for this, I gotta finish it. And I continue to eat this thing, and it's not good. And my friend's like, why do you keep eating that? I'm like, I spent $12 on this crap, I'm gonna eat it. And I got home, and I got sick. I threw up. And the next day, I felt like crud. So not only did I get scammed, I got poisoned. So if you're in the 6th grade, and they got chicken parm with some macaroni noodles on it, you stay away. Or if you decide to get the chicken parm in 6th grade, if they tell you it's going to be $12, just run. Just don't even bother. Drop the chicken parm and run. It's not worth it. And another one is in the books. Right this time. That's how we do it. Now this one I've been working on for a while, on and off camera. Well, not this level specifically, but this level with this challenge, clearing all the pegs, it sucks the big one. And then, also in 6th grade, the classic happened. I got in trouble for something that I did not do. So, we were in class, and it was one of those classes with 2 teachers. Now, the side teacher, the para assistant, I'm not sure what they're called. She was a redhead. And this one kid next to me, he just made some out-of-pocket content, or comment, sorry. So out of nowhere, he's just like, yeah, redheads go to hell. And she turns around, and she thought I said it, and she gave me a lunch detention. And I'm trying to explain to her, no, it was this kid, but she wasn't having it. And after about 2 minutes, I realized that I wasn't gonna get anywhere by arguing with her, so I'm like, alright. Like, it is what it is. I clearly wasn't gonna change her mind, so I wasn't gonna keep trying to push it. But then a few weeks later, that kid got in a fight and he got suspended. So, karma. That's just a wild thing to say, just out of the blue. Or out of the red, I should say. Obviously, that's not true. Doesn't matter what your hair color is. Doesn't matter what anything is. Your actions speak louder than your words. If you're a good person, it's all that matters. Well, it looks like we have reached the end of the video. And once again, this always happens. All these groups of 5, there's always one problem child that I gotta play about 10 times. Well, that's gonna do it for today. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Everybody just do me a real quick favor. Have a great day. A really great day.